Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is episode 53, I believe, of Making the Man. And yes, I did not upload anything on the weekend. That's my fault. I think I need to make a drastic change to my lifestyle in order to become more proactive for my weekend uploads. So I believe what I'm going to do as a workaround is upload pre-recorded videos, seated down videos in advance so that I do not miss any future uploads on the weekend. I hope that sounds like a good idea, because that is most likely what I'm going to do. Where I find time, I will sit down and make nice, educational, more informative videos on those topics. Nevertheless, I am now headed home to finish the gym. Had a shower at the gym, so as you can tell, I'm in non-gym. Well, actually, this is a gym top, but I'm wearing shorts and sliders, so I'm very clean, relaxed, and ready to go home, make 10 eggs, and call it a night. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. So today, we did a pull session with a 4K speed run to end it. But before that, food-wise, today we have eaten 200 grams of rice, 500 grams of turkey mince, and a large handful of mixed veg. That was lunch. No breakfast bars today. We had 300 calories of oats for a pre-workout at 3, and I'm gonna go home to have 10 eggs. That is gonna be the food contents of the day in its entirety, including coffee and stuff, but that's only about 200 calories, so I don't really factor that in. And yeah, so that's that for food. I might have some toast as well, some slices of bread. Not quite sure just yet. Anyways, moving on to the workout portion. Today was a good workout. Like I said, we did a pull day followed by a 4K speed work run. So the pull workout consisted of 2 sets of lat pull down, drops at the end, followed by 2 drop set sets of barbell bicep curls, followed by 2 sets back to back of radial pulls on the cable, followed by 3 sets of lateral raises with a drop set at the end, followed by seated cable rows, no drop set, followed by 2 sets of hammer curls, drop set on the second set, and then followed by seated machine rows, single arm, which was 2 sets with a drop set at the end. And that was the pull workout in its entirety. Moving on to the run. Good run. The leg does hurt a little bit, the inside of my left leg. And that's probably where the speed work for my first, because initially my plan was to do just a easier 10k, 6 kilometer run, but I was running a little bit late from work and there was traffic, which led me to not be able to, it led me to not be able to do the longer run, so I decided just to do the speed work, and it was okay, to be fair. Obviously I'm going to put it somewhere here, the actual run, and then somewhere here my heart rate. You can see my heart rate was in zone 4 today, because I was working hard. The run it felt pretty quick. It genuinely felt like I was running 5 minutes per kilometer, and deep down I think I am running 5 minutes per kilometer because I used to run that regularly and I know how that feels, and that's what it felt like. But it was saying, well, to be fair, on the treadmill it said I was running 5:14 per kilometer, and on my watch it was saying I was running 6. I actually don't know what it said for my 4 kilometer split. It may have said 6:18, which is ridiculous, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, the tracking of the treadmill isn't amazing. But if I end up being able to do, you know, 5-minute kilometers just like that, and then when it comes to doing actual road running, and I'm just that much quicker, it'll be a pleasant surprise. So I don't mind working harder in the gym. But yeah, no, it was really good. I did the first 500 meters, 0.5 kilometers. I broke up into, in terms of the speed on the actual treadmill, it was like I started with 7.5, I went to 8.5, then I went to 9.5, then I ran at a 10.5 between 500 meters up to 3 kilometers. So for 2.5 kilometers, I was running at that elevated speed, which is probably the speed I'm going to start doing the majority of my runs at, excluding recovery runs, which I'll probably do at the 9.5, because that's a very manageable pace for me. So yeah, and then for the last kilometer I put it up to 11.5, which is reading 5:14 per kilometer, which felt much faster than 10.5, which says 5:48 per kilometer. Naturally, yes, it is 30 seconds faster, but over the course of a whole kilometer, it shouldn't feel that much faster. But nonetheless, it was good. It was good speed work. Felt like I actually hustled hard, and yeah, my left leg definitely feels like I hustled hard because it kills, and not musculature pain. It feels like bruising pain. Try to touch it now. Yeah, it literally feels like there's a gigantic bruise in a certain portion of my, I guess you could say the bit just about to connect to my ankle, that part of my shin, on the inside. I think it's the ligaments that attach to my calf, but I'm not too sure. I'm not a medical professional. But yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy. Tomorrow is gonna be a longer run at the slower, not the slower pace, but the middle pace, the 5:48. Because I'm just trying to get my speed up in general. And obviously, when I'm running faster, I'm not too worried about my form, but tomorrow I can be more worried about my form. I can, you know, work on my stride and my foot placement to make sure I'm not, you know, consciously damaging or trying to hurt myself, as opposed to unconsciously doing it via the byproduct of running fast. Oh, sorry, running fast and the byproduct being damaging myself. So yeah, and obviously not tomorrow, but the day after I'm not running, so I'll have that day to relax, to rest my leg, and then probably after I do another elevated run, and then the recovery run on the Friday. So yeah, that was the run. It was good. It was a good run. It was nice to do something quick compared to, you know, the slower runs. And that 4K went quick, really, really quick. Because obviously I was generally more worried about trying to think about the music more than the run. But then every time I'd get into my stride, I would get too close to the treadmill and then it would break my focus, or the second I would get into that flow state, something would come up and I'd maybe drift to the far left, and then